11-3, subtracting integers. What you're going to do is go ahead and hit pause and copy these down, and then we'll discuss them further. All right. Adding its opposite. Okay, that is ultimately what you're doing today. That is how you're going to solve these problems. When you add its opposite, it says you will be turning each problem into an addition problem. Once you've done that, then you will use the addition rules, which are the same rules that we used yesterday. For example, 8 minus 2, which equals 6. You're going to be changing this subtraction problem, again, adding its opposite. Okay, so you're going to change this subtraction to addition. And this number, which is not a negative 2, it is a positive 2. This is where sometimes the confusion sets in for some of you. But this is a positive 2. It's subtracting 2. So the opposite of a positive 2 is a negative 2. This became a plus sign, and this becomes a negative. Okay, so now you use your addition rules, which in this case, 8 plus a negative 2. They are different signs, therefore you will subtract, and you get 6. 8 is larger, so it's positive 6. Okay, let's look at this other example. We have a negative 3 minus a positive 4 equals negative 7. You're changing it to addition. You're taking my positive 4 and making it now a negative 4. Same signs, therefore you're going to add, and it will be negative because the sign stays the same. Okay, so let's try a few problems. We'll start with this one. So go ahead, hit pause, try it, and then we'll check for understanding. All right, so we have 3. That's going to stay the same. This is going to become a plus sign, and this is a positive 1. Therefore, now it is a negative 1, and you can put your parentheses in here for just the organization purposes. So now we have our rules from yesterday. Unlike signs are different signs. Therefore, you're going to subtract the 2. So 3 minus 1 is 2. And then 3 is larger than 1, and it's a positive. Therefore, my answer is 2. Okay, so check your answer. Let's look at this next one. Go ahead and hit pause and try this. So now we have negative 5, and again, that first number is never going to change. It always is going to stay whatever it is. We're adding its opposite, so therefore it's adding, and then the opposite of negative 3 is positive 3. Okay, so again, you're always going to change this to addition, and you're always going to change this to the opposite of whatever it was. In this case, it's negative, now it's positive. So we look, and we're not even going to look back at this. We're only going to look at our new problem now. So different signs, you're going to subtract. Therefore, it is going to be 5 minus 3, which is 2. And what's the larger digit, 5 or 3? Well, 5 is. Therefore, my answer, since 5 is negative, my answer is negative. Okay, so negative 2 is the answer to this. Letter C, go ahead and hit pause and then try this problem. Well, we have again negative 2. Changing this to addition. Opposite of my second number, which this is a positive 6. Therefore, we're changing it to its opposite, which would be a negative 6. Okay? And we have like signs are the same signs. Therefore, when we have same signs, we add. So that's going to be 6 plus 2 is 8. And the sign stays the same. Therefore, it is now negative 8. Okay? Go ahead and hit pause and try this. All right, now we have negative 6. Change it to addition. And now my second number, opposite of this, adding its opposite again. So therefore, that is going to become a positive 1. We have unlike signs or different signs. Since they are different, we are going to subtract. So 6 minus 1 is 5. And what's the larger digit? 6 or 1? 6's. And it is negative, so my answer is going to be negative. Next problem. Go ahead and hit pause and solve this. So we have negative 9. Change it to addition. Change this to its opposite, which is going to be a positive 9. And we have different signs, unlike signs or different signs, and the different sign says to subtract. So 9 minus 9 is 0. And again, when we have 0, 0 is 0. It's not positive nor negative. Okay? If you have further questions, again, write those down, and we'll discuss this further in class tomorrow. Have a great evening.